So these are our warm-ups for the day. Today is the 17th, and I'm going to do these. I think I have a total of, I want to say like eight, but I'm going to do them just a few at a time if I can find out where they are. Well, the good news is I don't actually need them. Oh, do you have them written down, Mrs. Wells? Our warm-ups from earlier, second hour? What were the first few?
Square root of 40,
Oh yeah.
135,
Okay.
169, 80, 245, 392.
And then let's do let's do these five first, and then I'll call upon your services again, since clearly I've misplaced my note card. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is not the kind of thing that don't wait for me. I don't want to do these with you. I want you to warm up and try them by yourself. Since I'm recording, I'll say this. You have a quiz on Wednesday. I said it a minute ago, but not everyone was really listening. I am going to disallow your normal calculators on Wednesday. I've decided that since some people know how to have the calculator simplify square roots, like there'll come a day when that's good and it's fine. But since that's what I'm testing you on, I'm going to go to the dollar store today after school, and according to the internet, the dollar store in Cheyenne has some $1.25 calculators that will just add, subtract, multiply, and divide.
Or like,
No, really? Their website said $1.25. Anyhow, I just wanted you to be aware. So if you have a calculator that you normally use, just know that I'm this one time not going to let you use it on Wednesday for the quiz, okay? I'm going to give you something that will only do like multiplication and division, okay? It won't do any scientific stuff. So I didn't want anyone to get sneak attacked by that information. So I'm going to pause this real quick. You guys simplify these radicals, and then we'll work them out together. There are other ways to multiply to make 40, but only 4 is on the red list. So 8, 5, 220, those are all terrible numbers. So what is the final answer then for the square root of 40? 2 root 10. That's how we say that. Because it's the square root of 4.
not,
Okay. How about 135? What do we divvy it up into? That's perfect. 9 and 15. And that one is not on your cheat sheet that I gave you because the cheat sheet only goes up to 100. And so today you'll have another day to sit and practice and talk to me and ask me if you're not sure, like how do we find these? There's it's not a super science. It's just, roll up your sleeves and go until you hit one, right? Till you hit pay dirt. Anyways, what's the final answer?
350.
Correct. Why did I not draw little branches off of 169? Because if it's already on the red list, you don't want to try to make a tree. It's funny, and in the end, you actually can make a tree, which is really weird, but you don't want to. So if it's on the red list, you just write the answer, and the answer is just straight up 13. Okay. Not root 13, just 13. So our answers so far are 2 root 10, 3 root 15, and just regular old 13. What are the magic numbers for 80? No. And that I will say is one of the most common mistakes. I would make before Wednesday, I'd make a list of numbers in my notes or on the back of my cheat sheet or something that helps me with these harder numbers. I've taken off, I don't know, like thousands of points over the years for people saying 4 times 20. And listen, if I'm going to write it down before you give me the right answer, Leo, I just want to show you why we know this has to be wrong. Look at that number. Is it dead? 20? No, you know that 20 contains a 4 times 5. And if there's a possibility that I'd have to go again, then I know that I didn't go deep enough into the red list, right? So don't fall for the fours because they trip us up a lot. What was the right combo for the 80? Right. And I would just add this one to my notes. Like there's so many numbers that I would just add. Like this is one of them. 80, terrible number. But if you know what to do, then it won't ever get you again. And then what's the square root of 16? 4. So our answer is 4 root 5. Right? How do we break down 245? That's a good idea. And I don't really love the number five, but I do love the fact that five can, of course, be 245 has to be divisible by five because it ends in a five. Bless you. What do you get when you divide it by five? 49 is perfect. And again, it wasn't the five I'm interested in. I'm interested in what came out the other side. If I divide by five, the answer is what I'm like, yes, fist pumping for. What's the square root of 49? So our answer is 7 root 5. Okay. So I have three more that I want to do with you. And then I'm going to show you what we're doing today. It's not that much different. What was that? I remember the second two, but what was this next one? 392, 700, and then I believe 800. I think what we started to do after this was then we did a little lesson and then I did some of the homework problems with them. So say what? What are the magic numbers, Gwen?
149 and 8 what?
The trouble with 49 and 8 is that 8 is not dead. I never, ever, ever want to put myself in a position where the second number still is clinging and holding on to life. So while they would quote unquote work, they're not what I want, Guy. It is. I'm telling you right now that you're not going to get through Wednesday's quiz without seeing a few big numbers. And oftentimes the trick to the big numbers is just to divide them by little numbers. The thing in math is if you divide a big number by a tiny number, the answer that you get is going to be a big number. And that's what we're looking for. And if you divide 392 by 2, thank you, Guy, you get exactly 196. And 196 is right there proudly on the red list. And it has a square root of 14. So our answer is 14 root 2. Dividing by little numbers is a powerful move. How about 700? Say again? It involves the number 7. Yeah, 100. If you ever struggle with, I'm kind of getting it, I understand a little bit, I just don't understand what to put where. The solution to that can be found in you're just not doing quite exactly what I'm asking you to do. 2 branches, 2 blank square root signs, and always put the biggest possible red list number in the first one. Don't go rogue and start putting it wherever you want, because then our answers are going to get like crisscrossed and you might get lost. But if I always put them in the correct order, what's the square root of 100? So the answer is 10 root 7. Last week, I had told you that anytime you see a number that ends in double zeros, you should always divide by 100. I put this next one up here to show you that that was kind of a lie. So I wanted to show you that you do not want to do this. Don't do that. Yes. Yes. So don't always just grab the 100. Bear in mind that sometimes we can do a little better. And you're like, wait a second. If I divide by 2, I can grab a huge red lister. 400 is like at the end of our red list. It's obviously just one of them, infinitely many, but it's kind of where our list ended. And so that's how you do a problem like that. So 20 roots of 2. So that's our warm up. Do you have any questions coming into this? All right, good. So this is where the new notes begin today. This will only take, honestly, maybe 5 minutes. If it takes 5 minutes, I'll be surprised. So for today, what's going to happen is we're going to take, would you read these to me? Because I just want to make sure they're the same. I'm so sorry. I ripped up my note card, I think, and destroyed it with my Algebra 2 card. So thank you. Can I just hold on to this for like 5 minutes? Oh, very much so. After a couple of these, you're going to realize why this doesn't need like a couple days, right? You've already got the hard part almost down pat. You're getting really good at the making trees and picking the right red list number. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by asking you what's new. Obviously, what's new is this guy, right? The -2. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of ignore it and put it off to the side. You don't have to physically move it, but in your mind, think of it like it's not there. And let's do what we already know we're good at. Let's break down the square root of 32. Do not answer 4 times 8 to the following question. Okay, we got to quit falling into that trap. What are the breakdowns for 32? That's what we want. 16 and 2, which leads us to an answer then of 4 root 2. The way this works is the -2 is what I like to call a jailbreak. Like there's, I guess I like watching those mafia movies, and there's like 2 kinds of guys. There's the guys that are stuck in jail, and there's the guys that are out walking the street, right? You're one of 2. And so the -2 is a free man. Before, we just broke out of jail. He's a free man, right? So what happens is the free dudes multiply by each other, and then the other guy is still stuck in jail. So if you take the 2 jailbreaks and multiply them together, what's -2 times 4? So the answer is -8 root 2. I get a lot of questions about this, but I just wanted to go nice and slow there to show you that you're doing what you've already done 100 times. We just are going to take our answer and multiply by the already out, the already free guy. All right, let's go again. So 5, remember, is going into timeout. We just kind of put it over here somewhere, okay? And now we're going to tree down the double hundred. Blank roots. And this one, you can use the trick. Since it ends in double zeros, you would be wise this time to use 100. And what's the other one? 2, of course. So what's our temporary answer? 10 root 2 is gorgeous. And then the 5 says, wait, don't forget, you got to multiply by me. So the 5 comes down here and multiplies. Jailbreaks multiply together. 5 times 10. So we have 50 root 2. Bless you. How about this one? Oh, did I go too fast? Darn it. How about -12 times the square root of 16? So again, I take the -12, and I can do this kind of stuff with this technology. So I'm going to take the -12 and just kind of throw them over there. All right, kind of in a temporary little timeout. Like, you go out of my way. You're cluttering up my thoughts. Yes, the square root of 16 is quite literally just equal to 4. Done. But then we grab Mr. Jailbreak, who is already waiting on the outside, and we multiply them together. And what is -12 times 4? -48. Not all answers need square root signs in them. Some answers are rational. Let's go again. 9 times the square root of 50. I did just now?
in general.
I confuse you?
Yeah.
Is it me or do you think it's the math?
So-
So maybe it's not me. Let's start by putting 9 in a little bit of a timeout and say you go over there and go play on your phone or go watch some Dora the Explorer or something like that. And we're going to take this and we're going to divvy it up.
25 and 2.
Yeah, you've seen this number before. Say again. 25 and 2 for the win. And the square root of 25 is? So our answer is 5 root 2. But remember, that's like a temp answer. Then this 9 comes down and multiplies. Jailbreak multiplied by jailbreak, 45. So our final answer is 45 root 2. Nothing to it, right? I wanted to mention one more thing since I'm recording. I realized I left something out of the lesson. Did I go too fast again, you guys? I'm sorry. There's going to be a problem on your homework that's like this. And I went over it with second hour, or at least with the people that were listening. But I thought, while I've got you here, let's take a look at this. Is that bothersome?
No,
Could be. I mean, do you ask 50 different people, 30 of them would say no big deal, 20 would say, well, I don't know what's going on. Like, let's talk about it. What number is in front of the square root? Yeah, it's like a -1, really. I mean, it is just a negative sign for the record, but like you could take the negative or the -1 and just put it in timeout, right? And then let's break down 72. Do not say 4 times 18. Do not say 9 times 8. Those are both going to get you fired. What is the magic combo for 72? Bam. You divide it by 2. Did you just say that? Nice work. So 36 and 2 make 72. So the square root of 36 is 6. So our answer is 6 root 2. But then you remember earlier how we had that negative that we pulled off? Just stick it back on. No big deal, right? Okay. So I'm going to hand out your homework and then I'm going to pause the recording while I do that. And then we're going to go over, I did have on my note card before I destroyed it that we're going to do problems 1 and I believe 13 together and any others that you want. Deal? Okay. All right, let's do a couple problems together. Let's do number 1 for sure, just to get started. So we have -7 times the square root of 128. How are we going to break down 128?
64.
Absolutely. 64 times 2. I love it. And what's the square root of 64?
8.
So my temp answer is 8 root 2. And then -7's like, whoa, don't forget to multiply by me. What do we get? Aye,
Negative,
aye.
negative something. I was like 2 numbers off.
You were like 2 numbers off. You were like close. Let's do 13, and then if you encounter any others, then did I go too fast again? Is everybody okay? Okay, let's do 13. And then I'll pause the recording after that, just to see, and if there's more, then I'll add them into the recording for you. So 13 I thought was a marvelous question because it's actually pretty dang challenging. So are you wanting to give me the answer? Could you give me just a second so we can just get started on it? I love your what's the word? Like your energy, your zeal, your passion.
Well, you just cooked on it.
You cooked on it. All right, let's let everybody else cook on it for just a second, and then let's see what we come up with. This is a great time. I don't want to steal your guys' thunder here, but this is a great time to really embrace these baby trash numbers. Notice I skipped 4 because it's not trash. I skipped 8 because it's not trash. I skipped 9 because it's not trash. But these numbers that I have listed up here are all great places to sometimes start your journey. You would not waste your time dividing 567 by 2 because it doesn't end with an even number. You would not waste your time dividing it by a 5 because it doesn't end in a 0 or a 5. which leaves us with dividing by 3, dividing by 6, and dividing by 7. Boys, what did you come up with? If you divide it by 3, you are left with the number 189. And I want you to take note of the fact that I am not writing 189 in red.
It isn't the
It's not,
correct one.
It's not. No, it's not. I mean, it's not. It's one. You just.
So listen, this is a good learning opportunity because sometimes you've got to take a few stabs at dividing by baby trash numbers, but it felt good that it could be divided by 3. Let's try 7. And that's the second or third time I've heard that number come up, that 7 might just be our guy. You know you can't divide it by 6 because it's odd. So I don't even know why I put a check mark by 6. That was stupid. But if we do divide it by 7, something really good happens. We get 81. And that one I am going to write in red because I love it. So even when the numbers get big, we're not scared. We know what to do. We know to divide by 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Like, you're going to find your own kind of method. Like, which way do you like? Do you like attacking the red list or attacking the baby trash? You're going to find that there's a balance between the two. But the answer is 9 root 7, which we then multiply, don't forget,
8,
jailbreak by jailbreak. What do we get?
7, 2, 7.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So I'm going to leave the rest to you. I'll keep the recording alive, but paused. So if someone says, hey, can we go over this or this, then I'll just get them in. That's it. Yeah. Someone looking at the board might say, whoa, whoa, that's not problem number 2. If I haven't explained to you the complete and utter insignificance of the number in front, then I have failed you today. The -4 that's on problem 2 can just wait his darn turn, right? Okay, so let's deal with the real stressful situation here. And the idea is I'm going to take 288 and I'm going to break it down into 2 numbers. And I just keep trying to remind you of these numbers. And there's more, but what's good about those numbers is they're small. And when you divide by small, the answer you get is always big. And it just so happens if I throw this in right away and divide by 2, and I hate to say this, but you should not need a calculator for this. If you take $288 and divide it into 2 bank accounts, each bank account gets $144. And there I've chosen to write 144 in red,
Because of the
not
red.
because I love the color red, but because I want that to be something that catches your eye. 144 is rad because it's rootable. It's on the red list. What is the square root of 144?
12.
So my answer is 12 root 2, but then I remembered that there was a number that I just didn't write. There was a -4, which now gets multiplied by the 12. These two now, they're like, hey, I'm a jailbreak. You're a jailbreak. Let's multiply together. What do we get?
-48 root 2.
We get -48. And then the root 2 is still stuck in jail. Yeah.
I almost forget about the baby.
Don't forget about the baby numbers, the baby trash numbers. If you haven't added these to your notes yet, boy, are you stubborn. You really should stop that stubbornness thing. All right.